Hey, all you DGL fans out there. This is Dr. Reo McBride, your instructor for Section 17. And this week we're going to be talking about creative works, what can be used legally, that is. For example, in the background right now, you're hearing some music. And this music was downloaded from the library, the online library, and then bought by Full Sail for our use. To use in presentation for students to use copyright free. Anyway, something to think about. So that's why I have it going here in the background like that. Anyway, your objectives this week in this discussion board is to explain the importance of copyright laws and protections. Define fair use. Many times we get people saying, "I'm just using it for my educational purposes only," but come on, let's look at it this way, and let's look at it professionally as such, because what we want to do is help you to identify potential issues of copyright infringement in your chosen industry and stay away from those as such, not to have them happen to you. Also, we want you to search for sources for copyright-free media to bookmark for future use. That's what you'll be doing in this discussion board. You'll also explain how citations excuse me, are important to avoid plagiarism, and then also to talk about what is plagiarism as such. We want you to debate copyright issues from different perspectives as such. So it's in your industry that you're going into, the music industry as such. The entertainment media is pervasive in your lives of all around us, especially here at Full Sail. So it's important to know that there are different copyright laws and protections for those who create original work, or their original work, if you will. Now, the minute you create something on your own, it's automatically copyrighted, technically, as such. You may not have a copyright sign on it or something like that, or registration or publication, as such is required, but it's still yours. However, for legal purposes, you should register your creative works with the Copyright Office as such. Another important thing to know is that as you progress in the industry is that permission is necessary if you want to copy or use other people's work, and make sure you do not call it your own. If you want to copy, distribute, publicly perform, display, or use someone else's work, you've got to give them, the originator's, credit. Must happen. Now it says here that permission is necessary. Now listen to this right here. Permission is necessary even if you're going to use a sample or other small amount. The law does not authorize any fixed amounts, like 8 seconds, whatever, to be used without permission. Sampling any recording without permission is illegal. Let me give you an example here. One of my students had a brother who was just totally into jazz, and she sent us a copy of a CD. That is, not a one that she made herself, that he had professionally made. And I love jazz, and I love listening to it. And I thought, man, I've got to use some of this. I would love to use some of his music. So from her, I got his email address, emailed him, and said, "Hey, look, I'm Dr. Reo McBride. I teach here at Full Sail University. I'd like to use some of your music in presentations that I create for my students." And he said, he wrote back and he said, "Will you be making any money off of it?" I said, "No, I won't, but Full Sail does pay me my salary every year." And he wrote back and said, "Hey, no problem. Just please make sure you give me credit." Give him credit, that is, it lists his name there at the end of the credits if I'm going to use his music. I've saved that email. That email gives me permission to use his music. You see what's going on there? I'm not using it illegally now because I have proof of it, and he's given me permission. It makes me feel so much better about it as well, because I wouldn't want to do something illegal, neither would you. Now, for school projects, if you use someone else's work, you clearly credit the author, name, quote marks, so no one is led to believe that their work is incorrectly implied as your own. That is called plagiarism. Think about that. Okay. And also for professional projects, get permission. If you can't get permission, don't use them. Don't use the material. Now, be sure to have fun. We want you to have fun while you're meeting these particular minimum requirements, because it'll be fun discussing it with your peers, and that's what you'll be doing. So before you get started on the conversation, there's a couple of videos that they want you to watch. One is called a fair reuse tale. You'll have some fun watching that. Okay. And this work is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share Alike 3.0 license. So watch that. And also this one called Copyright and Your Coursework. Now, the instructions here is that once you, as like every week, you post by Wednesday night, okay? And then somewhere between Thursday and Friday, or Thursday and Sunday, excuse me, you will post responding to to a couple of your peers. So, respond to the following prompts. Start the dialogue in connection with your peers. What it says here. What is copyright infringement? What is plagiarism? Explain how you understand both of these in your own words. Okay? Now, and then, and in your opinion, of the movie, the video, fair use, okay, does this infringe upon Disney's rights of Disney? Why or why not? Okay? You'll have some fun watching it. Now then, after watching the copyright and coursework video for clarification of what is copyright free, then search and identify one new source of Creative Commons or public domain media, such as photos, music, B-rolls, etc., to share with your classmates. Don't forget, go into the library. Okay, libraries, the online library has made available to us, because Full Sail bought that. Those rights as such for allow us to use. But then again, that's for our use here, and that we can use in our presentations, etc. Okay, but that's not really open out to the rest of the public though, because they don't have access to the library like we do. So, find something in Creative Commons or public domain that the average person on the street could use. Very important there. Now, note this last one here. Please do not use a source that is already posted by another student. Okay, because you want to be able to build a good database in your Digo benchmarks, or rather bookmarks, if you will, so that you can have a good use of a good source to turn to, if you will, not have it be repeating itself. Now, there are also some high-profile violations dealing with the theft of music and movies. So how do you feel about illegal file sharing? What do you feel is fair punishment for those caught illegal downloading files? How would you feel as a creator if someone obtained your work but doesn't pay you for it? Think about it. You wouldn't go into a store and pick up a CD and take it out the door with you. So what's the difference of that versus doing illegal file sharing, downloading someone's music that you haven't paid for? Something to think about. Okay, now, creative works. What can be used legally? Now, on the second posting, violation of copyright can come in many forms, and people of all ages, backgrounds, from many different fields need to be aware of these copyright laws. So here's some cases down here that we've listed here for you that I want you to go and take a look at. Now, if you're going to create an educational campaign, to teach the public on what copyright infringement is and how it affects them on a day-to-day basis, what would you do? Okay, these are websites designed to help you, get you thinking about what you would do. So, we want you also to reply to a classmate on their thoughts on illegal file sharing or their education plan. So you're going to be building an education plan here to teach others how to avoid copyright infringements, how to avoid plagiarism, etc. You'll get the idea when you read through this a little bit more. So, again, initial post must address all the points that have been listed above under the first posting, and then the second post must be a minimum of 1 paragraph and must be made on a separate day than your initial post. Your initial post should be by Wednesday, right? Or by Tuesday. or I mean by Wednesday, but you can do it between now and Wednesday. Please don't post if you post on Wednesday. Don't if you give your first posting on Wednesday, don't give your second posting on Wednesday. Wait until everyone has a chance to finish posting, and then go back and do your second posting to your peers. Then follow the guidelines as outlined in the discussion board rubric. And if you use any outside sources, you know what to do. Be sure to provide information about where this information is found to avoid copyright infringement, to avoid plagiarism. Alright everybody, good luck on this assignment. I know you can do it, and have fun. This is the big week 4, and it's all yours. Have a good one everybody. Bye-bye.